Hi there, this is Jason Champagne of Native Chef LLC. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a really fun and easy recipe. It's rosemary and garlic grilled flat iron steak, and then we're going to be sauteing some asparagus, mushrooms, and bell pepper. And we're also going to be doing a Native American dessert, wild rice parfaits, and one of my favorites to do. And pretty good and easy recipe. This is part of the Indigenous Chef Series for the Southern Plains Tribal Health Board. I thank you to them for allowing me to present from my home here. And Native Americans' diets were based on lean protein and vegetables for thousands of years. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on using the vegetables as the base, and we're going to be basically garnishing with grilled flat iron steak. So really fun and easy recipe. We've got a lot to do. Let's get started. First up, we'll get some rosemary cut up for our steak. Then we want to finely mince our rosemary. Great flavor, great addition to any type of steak or chicken that you're going to use. And then we'll chop up some fresh garlic. Now we want to marinate our steak, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil. This oil will help, or olive oil here, it'll help marinate make it a little bit more tender, and also to help hold on to our seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little rub here of salt, black pepper, and onion powder. And then we're going to season both sides really well. And then we'll add some of our fresh rosemary. And then once we have our rosemary, and we'll put our garlic on. And the key to this is you really want to press this into the meat. Get it spread out the best you can and really press it in. And then once we have both sides of our flat iron steak here done, we'll just let this marinate, and we'll get working on cutting our veggies. I have about a bunch of asparagus. It's called a bunch. It's about a pound. And what we want to do is we want to trim off this stemmy part here first. So I leave one end of the rubber band on to keep it together. I've already rinsed them really well. And then all we want to do is we just want to cut these into 1-inch pieces. And then I have a red bell pepper here, and I just cut it in half, and I took out the inner parts, the inner pulp. And so now what I want to do is I want to cut these into 1-inch strips. And now we want to quarter some mushrooms, and you don't want to wash mushrooms. You want to use a damp paper towel. If there's any dirt on there, just wipe them off. Now we're going to grill our flat iron steak, and I'm going to spray my grill really well. And we're just going to let this go for about 7 minutes aside, depending on how you like yours. I like mine about medium. And everyone's grill is going to be different, but this is an indoor grill that I'm using, so it should take about 7 minutes per side. And after about 7 minutes, we'll flip this. Got some nice cross marks on here. Always make sure when you put it down, don't mess with it. Let it sit in the same spot, and you get these nice presentation lines. Now we want to remove this to a plate, and we want to let it rest before we cut, and that helps the juices settle in it. And another thing we want to do is we want to partially cover it with a piece of tin foil. This will help it stay moist and keep that moisture from escaping and staying on the steak. And now that this is resting, we can work on our vegetable saute. Now we'll start our vegetables, and I preheated my pan to about medium heat. And the first thing we want to do is we want to put our asparagus down. You want this on a level to cover the whole bottom of the pan, and then we'll add some red bell pepper right on top. And we don't want to stir this right away. Just let it cook, and we'll cover it and let it cook for about 3 minutes. Then we'll remove the cover here. We'll give it a quick stir, and then we'll add some dried basil and dried oregano. Really mix that in well. And then we'll put some of our quartered mushrooms, but don't stir these right away. Just let them right on top. The moisture that's coming out of the vegetable will help steam them on top. And we'll cover this and let it go for a couple more minutes. Now what we'll do is we'll give it a quick toss. You see how nice and colorful they stayed, and the asparagus got a little bit of a color. The mushrooms will cook quick, so we don't want to cook those too long. And we'll add a little bit of salt. Really stir that in well. And then we'll remove it to a serving platter here. And now we'll slice our steak. And now what I'm going to do is, instead of just cutting straight down, I'm going to cut at an angle. So I'm going to start slicing at an angle like that. And I just kind of want to cut on a bias and shingle these. And as you can see, it's cooked to a perfect medium, just the way I like it. If you like yours a little bit less or more, just adjust the cooking temperature. And then what we want to do is we want to serve this right on top of our vegetables. Kind of fan it out just a tad bit here. And then we'll take some fresh parsley and put it right on top of the steak there for a nice presentation. Now I want to do the wild rice parfaits, and I'm not big on desserts, but probably being diabetic, that isn't a bad thing. The one dessert I do like to make is our wild rice parfaits here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some low-fat Greek yogurt at the bottom here, and then we'll take some wild rice, and if you don't have wild rice, you can do brown rice, but we're going to layer that right on top of the yogurt. And then we'll take some sliced strawberries here, and we'll just kind of layer strawberries right on top. And then we'll take some fresh blueberries and garnish right on top there. Really easy, healthy dessert. What's great about today's menu and recipe is that we're eating more like our ancestors did, like Native Americans did. Lean meat, lots of vegetables, fresh berries, and that's what it's all about. To become healthier or to get healthier in your life, that's what we need to do as our people struggle with health issues these days. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. A few tips: make sure that you let the meat rest well. The juices will settle and not leak out. Don't overcook the vegetables, and be colorful. Look at it as art. That's what I do. I grab colors. I know that if I'm using a red bell pepper, I can use a green asparagus. So it's all about colors. It's all about eyes. People eat with their eyes, and just had a great time doing this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I sure appreciate it. Until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay well. Miigwech.